Hi, it's Mike with Dirt Killer. Let's kill some dirt. Today, we're going to take a look at the Dirt Killer high pressure hoses and why they're better. Now, we know there's a lot of manufacturers out there. You can buy things on Amazon and so forth and so on, but you really need to look into the details of what makes a Dirt Killer high pressure hose better than anything else in the market. First, let's just take a look at the process of our manufacturing plant and some of the equipment that's used. As you can see, the manufacturing process of the Dirt Killer hoses is extremely professional and high-end. We stress test all of our product to make sure that they stand up in the field. Now, let's get into some more of the specifics. All of our hoses, whether they're black or gray non-marking, come with Dirt Killer bend restrictors. Nobody else in the marketplace has exactly that. We custom designed them based on field experience. To start with, the bend restrictors are designed to protect the most vulnerable part of the hose, which is where the hose meets the crimp. Right there, let's take a real close-up look. Right there, that edge. See, it's blunted, but even so, enough bending back and forth right at that edge is where 90% of all hose failures occur. To prevent that, we designed and built and manufactured this bend restrictor. Now, let's take a little bit closer look. See how it tapers and gets wider? That was a very specific design choice based on field experience. Most manufacturers just use a thin plastic that's hardly more than a melted plastic bag on your hose. It might protect a little bit, but nothing like the Dirt Killer bend restrictor. The reason we tapered it is because it holds the quick disconnect off the ground a little bit. So when you're reeling it in at the end of the day or just dragging it around in general, the quick disconnect is not bouncing on the ground. The bend restrictor is taking that abuse. That makes your hose last longer. Now, let's take a look at that wave. That wave is also very specific. It's very simple. It helps you to grip onto the hose connector. Whether you have to slide it down or just dragging your hose around, your fingers now have something to grip. As you know, your hoses often get wet. When they get wet, they get slippery. That bend restrictor is going to help you move the hose around. Additionally, it's also a very dense rubber-like material, which acts as an insulator. So for the guys who are using hot water day in and day out all day long, you know those hoses can get very hot. Now you can protect yourself and just grab that end and you don't have to worry about burning your hand on the hose. Let's take a look at the carbon steel crimp. Most manufacturers don't use carbon steel. Why? Because they save a little bit of money by using a cheaper, lower grade steel. That's why you can see some pretty big fluctuations in pricing related to high pressure hoses. Not all high pressure hoses are built the same. Dirt Killer strives to build quality products that are going to last in the field, which ultimately saves you money and time, and you make more money because you don't have to be wasting time running back to the repair shop or fixing your broken equipment. Carbon steel is corrosive resistant. This means it can take more abuse from the chemicals that you're going to be using in the pressure washing trade than the low grade steel other manufacturers use. Again, this is going to save you time and money. Additionally, our crimps have a swivel end, not just on one end, but on both ends. That is completely 100% unique to Dirt Killer high pressure hoses. All other manufacturers, some will have a swivel on one end, but everybody else has a rigid crimp on the other end. The reason we made that design change is nuanced, but again, goes to efficiency. You see, the swivel crimp has one size hex on it. The rigid crimp has a different size hex. This means you have to have 2 wrenches to work on your hose. Now, with the Dirt Killer high pressure hoses, you only need 1 wrench. Next up, we have the stainless steel quick disconnects. The reason we chose stainless steel is because it is also more corrosive resistant than brass, which is typically used in other manufacturers' high pressure hoses. If you match up a stainless steel quick disconnect to a brass disconnect, the stainless steel will last much, much longer. Again, saving you time and money in the field. Now, the very last universal aspect of a dirt killer high pressure hose is that all of them are truly 3/8 inch interior diameter. Now, those are the universal aspects of a dirt killer high pressure hose. But what are some of the differences between the hoses? Obviously, we have black and we have gray. What's the difference besides the color? Well, the black hoses have a shiny black wrapping, typically preferred in the environments where it's safe, that there aren't a lot of sharp edges that it's going to get hung up on, such as, fleet washing or a detail garage or in a manufacturing situation. The gray has a woven material as the wrapping. Now the difference is, the gray, if you're out in the field and it gets caught on something sharp and you pull it, it's just gonna nick the casing. However, those black hoses, if they get caught on something sharp and you pull it, it's gonna peel away. So which hose is right for you? That's 100% dependent upon your work environment. If you have an environment with very few sharp objects that your hose is going to get hung up on, go with the black hose. If you're going to get hung up on things once in a while, such as rocks or flashing or gutter, etc., go with the gray non-marking. On the note of non-marking, that's another thing to consider. With the black hoses on rough surfaces like concrete and so forth, you can wind up with a little bit of black stripping and so forth. And then you have to go back and do that touch-up detail work. Whereas with the gray hose, you don't have that. Technically speaking, the gray hose also leaves a mark. It's just that it's gray and often is not visible to the human eye. The next thing that is different between the hoses is that they come in single wire and double wire. Double wire hose are typically recommended for those who are using hot water on a frequent basis. However, all of the hoses, black or gray, single wire or double wire, can handle temperatures up to 225 degrees Fahrenheit. However, if you're working with hot water on a frequent, regular basis, we strongly recommend that you go with the 2-wire. 2-wire gray non-marking hoses effectively get double the life, but they're not double the cost. They're about 30% more than the single wire. So my personal recommendation is just buy the gray double wire. It costs a little bit more, but it lasts twice as long. So let's recap. What makes a dirt killer high pressure hose better than the others on the market? 1, the quality of our manufacturing. Everything we do is designed to last a long time and give you value for your money, not just low prices. Second, the bend restrictors. Those are unique to us. Then there's the carbon steel crimps with the swivels at both ends. The stainless steel quick disconnects. The true 3/8 diameter of the hoses. And our hoses are available in black, gray non-marking, single wire, or double wire. And the very last thing, our branding. You see, the Dirt Killer brand is known for high quality professional products. Your customers will see that and they'll know that you are a professional, and professionals make more money. So the next time you need a hose, get a Dirt Killer high pressure hose. Otherwise, you might wind up like this guy. That sucked. Guess you didn't have a Dirt Killer hose. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name's Mike. If you have any questions, leave a comment below, give us a call, visit our website. Be sure to like and subscribe. Dirt Killer. Let's kill some dirt.